During the offseason, there is obviously what are known as slow news cycles. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how one NFL analyst decided to step up to the plate and provide some free bulletin board material for the Lions. Stay tuned, everybody. It's about to get interesting.
What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? It's grit. It's what we started with last year, guys. It doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Can definitely compete with the big dogs.
10-5 end zone touchdown Detroit Lions.
You guys are unbelievable, man. I'm telling you.
We are driven by Detroit.
Hello, Detroit Lions friends, fans, and family members. Welcome on back to yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. I'm your host, David T. Pike. And as always, we're diving on in. Folks, I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to say it with absolute conviction because it's the truth. When it comes to the Lions, virtually everyone knows, even if they don't want to admit it, that the team is one of the best in the NFL. However, while the Lions are near universally accepted, universally considered as one of the best teams in the NFL and one of the top Super Bowl contenders right now, there is what I would call less consensus when it comes to some of the Lions players. While many would say that the Lions have quite a number of the league's top players, there is always that one lone dissenting voice. There's always that one nut, that one crazy person out there that just wants to make noise, wants to just make his opinion heard because, well, he ain't got nothing better to do. And this one particular NFL analyst probably have figured it out by now, at least I would hope so. He continues to disrespect and insult the Lions by doing so to their franchise quarterback, Jared Goff. And that analyst is no other than Adam Rank. I mean, I've talked about Adam Rank before. Adam Rank is by far and in large been considered one of the most prejudiced, biased NFL analysts in the business because he is an unapologetic Bears fan. And he never, ever gives accurate or objective rankings in regards to virtually anything, but especially when it somehow pertains to his beloved Chicago Bears. Anything that the Bears are involved in a conversation that he's involved in, he instantly tries to place them at the top of any list. And this time is no different. I mean, it's absolutely just ridiculous how damn biased he is because the lists that he puts out sometimes, they're just absolutely unbelievable. It's like, dude, I don't understand how you have a job. It's like, are you supposed to be the comedic punchline for the NFL group? Because that's about what your rankings look like. That's how bad they are. And what's really bad is when he comes out every freaking year and he decides to say, oh, well, the Chicago Bears are going to win the NFC North. I remember this last year. He said they were going to win the NFC North with a 12-5 record. And I was like, dude, no way in hell is that happening. And not only no way in hell did it not happen, but the exact opposite, the exact inverse was true. If I recall correctly, the Bears went either 4-13 or 5-12. Like, it was just absolutely laughable how bad he was off in regards to that. And it's like, dude, every single year he does the exact same thing and nothing changes. And as I said, nothing's changing in this regards either. Because in a recently released clip from NFL.com, Adam Rank gave his list for the NFC North quarterbacks right now. And oh boy, I can't believe it. Again, it's one of those where I just have to sit back and I'm like, dude, does this guy just intentionally like to look like a fool? He has his ranking of number 4 being J.J. McCarthy, number 3 being Jared Goff, number 2 being Jordan Love, and obviously number 1 being Caleb Williams. I mean, I'm sorry. Adam Rank's asinine justifications for this waste of oxygen list is just absolutely bizarre. There's only one name in the current spot that he has it that I actually agree with him. And that's the number 4 spot, which is J.J. McCarthy, which, if you actually listen to the clip, it's about a minute and a half long clip. It's not that long. But according to him, he has J.J. McCarthy being at number 4 because, and I agree with him, has him there because he hasn't played a regular season game yet against NFL level competition. The only thing we've seen J.J. McCarthy do other than college was play in preseason games, which preseason games are when you're running up against backups, you're running up against vanilla concepts. It's not that hard. So that one I agree with him. But what the hell reasoning does he give for Goff's low ranking? Because despite the fact that Goff was one of the best quarterbacks last year in damn near every meaningful statistical category, and also on top of that led the Lions to their second straight division title, what was Rank's reasoning as to why he has Goff so low? It comes down to the fact that, according to Rank, despite the fact they had the number 1 seed last year, they lost in the divisional round, and the fact that Ben Johnson is no longer there. That's pretty much the summation of his argument. I mean, dude, you want to talk about an absolutely pathetic and lazy argument. It just absolutely is like, dude, did you just decide to wake up, step in front of a camera, and just say, hey, you know what? Let me come up with the most ridiculous argument I possibly can, just so that way I can say I pushed something out. That's in essence what this comes down to. Now, what about Jordan Love? He has him at number 2. Jordan Love's ranking is in essence due to the fact that despite the fact that Rank thinks that he's a good quarterback, it comes down to the fact that Jordan Love has been in the NFL for a couple of years now, but he hasn't really had a true breakout season as of yet. Which, for the most part, I can say, okay, that's a fair reason, that's a fair argument. But Caleb Williams? Number 1? What was Caleb Williams' argument that he gave? It comes down to that Rank believes so strongly that Ben Johnson is just somehow going to apply this magic dust to him and turn him into the best quarterback in the NFC North. Now, wait a minute here. Listen to the word I just said, or the phrase I just said, turn him into. So by his own admission, he's not saying that he's the best quarterback right now, but that he believes he will be. So, okay, that's his ranking. That's Adam Rank's putrid, odiferous, just terrible ranking. Now it's time for me to take the 2x4 of reality, the 2x4 of logic, reason, and facts, and swiftly hit Rank in the back of the damn head with it. Because first, let me just say, like I said earlier, I agree with the fact that, having J.J. McCarthy at number 4, I believe that's a fair ranking. And I also think that putting Jordan Love at number 2 is a fair ranking. But having Caleb Williams and Jared Goff where they're at makes no damn sense. Absolutely no damn sense. Because let's just think about this here for just a half a damn second, and let's put this into the proper perspective and context that it needs to. First and foremost, let's take a look at Caleb Williams, the supposed number 1 quarterback for Adam Rank going into this year in the NFC North right now. You take a look at Caleb Williams' numbers from last year. Caleb Williams was ranked 24th in the NFL in completion percentage, 17th in passing yards, tied 24th in pass average per throw, tied 15th in passing touchdowns, tied 24th in passing touchdown percentage per throw, ranked 23rd in passer rating, and almost damn near the bottom in QBR at 28th. Dude, that's not even top 20. Not even top 20 compared to the rest of the NFL. Yet somehow, for the supposed most competitive division last year, the NFC North because, oh, that's right, we had 3 playoff teams from that division. Somehow a not even top 20 quarterback from last year is the best quarterback. Yeah, as Colonel Potter would say from MASH, horse hockey. So then let's move over to Jordan Love. Now, Jordan Love's numbers are definitely better than Caleb Williams. I would expect that. But here's what makes this kind of more interesting. When you take a look at Jordan Love, his completion percentage rank-wise was not that much better than Caleb Williams. It was ranked 22nd. Passing yards, actually worse than Caleb Williams, ranked 19th. His pass average per throw was a hell of a lot better, tied 4th. Passing touchdowns, a little bit better, ranked 11th. Pass touchdown percentage per throw, a hell of a lot better, ranked 6th. Passer rating, ranked 12th, a hell of a lot better. And his QBR, a hell of a lot better, ranked 5th. By my thought process, that would at least make Jordan Love somewhere between top 10 and top 15. At least based off of the rankings, if you were to average it all out. Excuse me. So then that now brings us to the last person in this conversation, because there's no real reason to talk about J.J. McCarthy because, oh, that's right, he did nothing last year. Jared Goff. Jared Goff last year, how did he do? Oh, that's right. Jared Goff last year, 2nd in completion percentage, 2nd in passing yards, 2nd in pass average per throw, 4th in passing touchdowns, 3rd in pass touchdown percentage per throw, 2nd in passer rating, and 6th in QBR. Okay, again, I'm not a mathematician, but that's a top 3 quarterback. When you have quite literally 4 out of 7 statistical categories where you are ranked 2nd, and every single category save 1 is top 5, that's top 3 production right there. So let me get this straight. 2 guys that, between the 2 of them, combined had only 4 statistical categories that were better than Goff last year are somehow better than him, at least according to Adam Rank. 2 guys who have a combined total of 2 top 10 rankings and only 1 top 5 ranking are somehow better than Goff. When, oh, that's right, every ranking Goff has is top 10, and 6 out of the 7 are top 5. 2 guys that Goff outperformed to the tune of an extra 1,000 yards passing, more than 12 passing touchdowns for one of those 2, and nearly 20 for the other, are somehow better than him in terms of passing touchdowns. And 2 guys that could not even crack 100 plus on the passer rating are somehow better than Goff, yet Goff not only cracked 100, he cracked over 110. And then finally, 2 guys that couldn't even meet the average for the completion percentage total. The average right now in the NFL for completion percentage for a quarterback is 65%. Both Jordan Love and freaking Caleb Williams did not even meet that total. Whereas Jared Goff, his completion percentage was 7.5 points higher than the completion percentage average out of all other quarterbacks. So somehow you want to try and make an argument that these 2 guys, based off of what they did last year, are somehow better than Jared Goff. Horse hockey. Absolute just malarkey. There's no way in hell anybody could look at this list and say anything but this is just completely a waste of oxygen and a waste of space. Now, I know 100% without a shadow of a doubt that Bears fans will naturally rush to defend Adam Rank and say that I'm not being fair in my harsh criticism of him and Caleb Williams when he was on such a bad team last year, and that he had to make the offense work by himself. Oh, really? Really? That's the argument you're going to go with. Because, remind me again, But who said the Bears were going to, quote-unquote, dominate the NFC North because they had, and I quote, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, and DeAndre Swift? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember the last time that I checked that Lions fans were the ones that were saying that odiferous crap. That was all Bears fans. I had to hear about it all damn last offseason about how the Bears offense was just going to be this juggernaut and it was just going to seize the NFC North and never give it back. And yet, Williams, who had this unbelievable amount of weaponry, put up absolutely mediocre numbers. Now, here is how I'm going to make Adam Rank and Bears fans, excuse me, who support or defend him look like total hypocrites and fools. Because let's think about this. Last year was Caleb Williams' first year with the Bears, first year with the team, first year, whole 9 yards. Wait a minute here. I decided to do a comparison. How did Jared Goff do in his first year with the Detroit Lions? That's an interesting comparison. Because, take a look at this. When you take a look at how Jared Goff did in his first year in Detroit, which was 2021, Jared Goff was tied 9th for completion percentage out of the entire NFL, ranked 20th in passing yards, ranked 23rd in pass average per throw, ranked 20th in passing touchdowns, ranked 20th in pass touchdown percentage per throw, ranked 21st in passer rating, and ranked 24th in QBR. Now, obviously, we have to put this in the proper context. The Lions in 2021 were not a good team. Absolutely not. One of the worst teams in the NFL. I can say that with all conviction because it was the truth. So, let's understand something here. Go back to the offense that Jared Goff had in 2021. When we started out that season, our top wide receiver was Terrell Williams, of which we got literally, what was it? A couple of plays out of him before he got a concussion, and then we wound up having to release him with an injury designation settlement. So Goff in 2021, he had few weapons on that offense. He had also a hostile fan base, and he had a terrible offensive coordinator for about 2/3 of the year. But yet, despite all that, Goff was able to have a better completion percentage. He had a better passer rating, had similar numbers of touchdowns, similar yards, and also had a similar QBR. So wait a minute here. Jared Goff comes into a damn near almost impossible situation in his first year with his brand new team, whereas Caleb Williams, he has Moore, Odunze, Allen, Kmet, and Swift. If you go back to what the Lions had for the majority of 2021, it doesn't even come close to what Goff had to work with. Goff did not even have a decent assemblage of weapons until about 2/3 of the way through the year, because that was when we finally got, Amon-Ra St. Brown finally got to become an integral piece of the offense. That was when we finally got Josh Reynolds. That was also when we were starting to put together a much better offense because Dan Campbell was working with Ben Johnson to try and help work out some passing attacks and also working with Goff. So let's understand something here. Goff had worse overall talent in terms of weapons than what freaking Caleb Williams had. But yet somehow he was able to put up better or similar numbers despite the fact that he had a fan base that didn't want him, whereas with Caleb Williams, as soon as he was drafted, all Bears fans thought he was the savior and he was God's gift to mankind. And then on top of that, Caleb Williams had weapons that most rookie quarterbacks can only dream of having. So literally the only thing that you could say was even similar between the two guys was the fact that, that's right, Caleb Williams had a pretty crap offensive coordinator for his entire first year with the Bears, because That was pretty much what Goff had, because Anthony Lynn is a terrible offensive coordinator. Hence the reason why he has not been an offensive coordinator since then. He's been bouncing around the league more as an assistant coach. So, Goff last year was the best quarterback in not only the NFC North, but one of the best top 3, top 5 quarterbacks in the entirety of the damn NFL. In both of the first years of these two quarterbacks, Caleb Williams and Jared Goff, with their brand new teams, Goff actually outperformed or played similar to Caleb Williams, despite having a worse supporting cast and a worse team overall, and also had a hostile fan base to contend with. So, let me ask this. Let me pose this point. So if Goff in 2021 was considered one of the worst quarterbacks in 2021, again, not by my eyes, but by others, and he had similar numbers to what Williams did, in fact, actually sometimes had better numbers, excuse me, how in the hell, with any logic or reason, can an argument be made by Adam Rank in essence that he is saying that somehow Ben Johnson is going to make Williams into the best NFC North quarterback, when last year, when he had more weapons than some teams have altogether, and yet somehow he still performed poorly? How is that going to make any damn sense? Because again, what this all comes down to is the overhyping of Ben Johnson. And dude, it's just gotten so damn sickening. Because I just keep putting this out there. Who in the hell was Ben Johnson before Goff got a hold of him? A big nobody. Because again, let's go back down that memory lane really quickly. Before that, Ben Johnson was out of the league, out of coaching, thought he was not going to be able to coach ever again until Matt Patricia decided to hire him, and then Campbell retained him. Yet somehow this nobody who was plucked from obscurity is to be the whole reason for how Goff was a top 5 quarterback. My response to all this is wake up and smell the damn coffee. Because first, let's understand something here. The offense that was made in 2022, Ben Johnson was literally only 1/3 of that group that created that offense, which also included Jared Goff himself, and now also current offense coordinator John Morton. Second, while Johnson definitely called the plays, he wasn't the guy that was on the field, making the decisions, making the throws. He wasn't the guy on the field that was constantly checking or killing out of those plays. And on top of that, he wasn't the guy that would adjust protections with Frank Ragnow on the field. That was all Jared Goff. And sorry, but not sorry. I don't give a damn how athletically gifted Williams is. He does not have the mind or the football experience that Goff has that made that offense that Johnson was in essence a steward of so powerful. Excuse me. I sincerely doubt that Johnson will be able to recapture the same magic he had in Detroit like he had in Chicago. So, the correct listing, excuse me, is undisputed as thus. Number 1. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my back of my throat. Jared Goff. Number 2, Jordan Love. Number 3, Caleb Williams. Number 4, J.J. McCarthy. So let it be written. So let it be done. That's it. You don't like it? Tough cookies. It's the truth. And Adam Rank, you need to find a better day job. Having said that, I'm going to end this episode and say thank you all for watching another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. If you like what you saw, by all means, I highly encourage y'all to watch the next episode. Also encourage y'all doing these 3 things: like, comment, and subscribe. If by chance you subscribed in the past and forgot to do so at the time, I want to highly encourage y'all, please make sure you hit that bell notification icon so that way you guys never miss any more content that I push out. Also want to encourage y'all, please, to share this content with your Lions friends and family members. Share it here on YouTube, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it anywhere and everywhere you possibly can. Also want to encourage y'all, please, I just hope really that this content really was able to give you guys something to think about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it encourages you guys to keep coming back and watch it more, whether it's the first time you guys are watching me or you guys have been watching me forever and a day. I hope you all got something in your life that makes you happy, makes you smile. God bless, my friends. And until the next time we meet, I'll see you all in the next episode.